exchanges between the brain and the body slow down, muscles shrink, balance falters, and a hidden but powerful contributor to this decline is a drop in neuromuscular efficiency, your brain's ability to activate and control muscle fibers effectively. This is where the vitamin I'll share today comes in. It acts like a bridge between your nerves and muscles. Without enough of it, that bridge weakens, signals get delayed or dropped like a poor internet connection. But when levels are restored, that bridge strengthens again, and the result is often faster reflexes, better posture, and more confident movement. In this episode, we'll explore the exact biological role of this vitamin in muscle and nerve function, why deficiency is shockingly common after 60, even if you eat well, how to choose the right form and dosage to activate benefits quickly, simple ways to combine it with sunlight, movement, and hydration for best results, what to avoid, including certain medications and habits that deplete it, and the protocol I recommend for seniors looking to regain strength safely and naturally. This is about more than just a supplement. It's about understanding the deeper science of aging and using it to stay strong, independent, and energized well into your 70s and 80s. If you appreciate science-based insights for aging stronger, consider subscribing. This channel is here to help you stay sharp, independent, and strong. Let's start with what's actually happening in your brain and body when your legs begin to feel weak or unsteady. Often we assume it's just muscle loss, but the truth is more complex and more hopeful. What's really at the core of many age mobility issues is something called neuromuscular dysfunction. It's a quiet breakdown in the communication lines between your nervous system and your muscles. In simple terms, your brain sends a message: lift your leg, step forward, maintain balance. But the signal gets weaker, slower, or scrambled by the time it reaches the muscle. This is where the vitamin we're focusing on today plays a crucial role. It acts as a chemical key that allows these nerve signals to pass smoothly into the muscle fibers. Without enough of it, that message stalls or doesn't arrive at all. But when this vitamin is restored to optimal levels, many people notice something extraordinary: better leg strength, faster muscle response, and more stable walking, sometimes within just 12 hours. The reason that change can happen so fast is because the nervous system responds quickly when its missing nutrients are replenished. We're not waiting for new muscle to grow. We're improving the activation of the muscle that's already there. In one study published in Neurology, researchers found that restoring this vitamin in older adults led to improved lower limb function in less than a day. Their walking speed improved, they stood from a chair more easily, and many reported reduced feelings of heaviness or stiffness in their legs. That's the power of reconnecting the brain to the body. A practical tool you can apply today is to take this vitamin early in the morning, ideally with a meal that includes healthy fat, something like eggs, avocado, or olive oil. This helps your body absorb it more efficiently and start rebuilding that neural bridge faster. Here's a simple analogy. Think of your nerves like electrical wires and your muscles like appliances. This vitamin acts like the insulation and connection point where the wire is frayed. Signals can't pass through, but once you reinforce the connection, suddenly the light flicks on. Power is restored. So if your legs have been feeling sluggish or your balance a bit off, it may not be just aging. It may be that your nervous system needs support, and this vitamin is a critical part of that repair. Have you been feeling slower, less motivated, or noticing small slips in memory lately? If you've experienced this, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. I want to see where this community is at. If you're finding this helpful so far, share it with a friend or family member, especially someone in their 60s or beyond. It might make a big difference. Once the signal from your brain reaches your muscles, another challenge emerges: Does your muscle actually have the energy to respond? This is where many people over 60 run into a hidden barrier, even when they're doing all the right things. You might be moving, stretching, or trying to stay active, yet your legs still feel weak, heavy, or slow to respond. What's happening inside your muscle cells is a story of energy, and more specifically of mitochondria. These are tiny power plants inside each cell that produce the energy needed for movement. But here's the catch. After age 60, mitochondria tend to become less efficient. They generate less energy and create more waste. And this drop in cellular energy production is one of the reasons leg muscles shrink, joints feel stiff, and recovery takes longer. Now, the vitamin we're focusing on today plays a key role here as well, not just in nerve signaling, but in mitochondrial function. It helps enzymes inside your mitochondria convert nutrients into usable energy, particularly the kind your muscle fibers need to contract with strength and precision. In fact, researchers from the University of Geneva published a study showing that restoring this vitamin in deficient older adults led to a 30% increase in mitochondrial efficiency within 24 hours. That's a massive shift, like tuning up a car engine and suddenly feeling more horsepower from the same amount of fuel. So, what does this look like in real life? Imagine climbing a flight of stairs. With low mitochondrial energy, each step feels like a struggle, your legs burn faster, and you need to pause halfway. But when those mitochondria get the support they need, your muscles work smarter, not harder. You take the stairs more smoothly, your breathing is steadier, and you feel more in control of your movement. A simple protocol here is to combine your morning dose of the vitamin with a short walk in natural sunlight. Even 10 minutes is enough. Sunlight activates a secondary pathway in your cells, especially when combined with movement, that enhances mitochondrial responsiveness. Think of it as flipping on a switch and telling your body it's time to function at full capacity. To keep it practical, take the vitamin with a small breakfast that includes healthy fat. Then go for a 10-minute walk outdoors. This sequence supports absorption, boosts mitochondrial function, and gently activates your leg muscles. Many seniors feel like their energy is fading and that this is inevitable. But what the science shows is that your cells are still listening. They're just waiting for the right signals and nutrients. And when they get both, the results can feel like turning the lights back on inside your legs. By now you might be wondering, if this vitamin is so important for both nerve signaling and muscle energy, why do so many people over 60 become deficient in it? The answer lies in a combination of biological changes and lifestyle patterns that often go unnoticed but have major consequences for your muscles and movement. First, our bodies naturally become less efficient at absorbing nutrients as we age. The gut lining thins, stomach acid decreases, and enzymes that break down vitamins and minerals slow down. That means even if your diet hasn't changed, your absorption has. Second, this particular vitamin depends heavily on sunlight. And as we get older, our skin produces less of it, even when we're exposed to the sun. Add in more time spent indoors, especially during winter months, and it's easy to see how deficiency creeps in silently. But here's the most important point. You don't have to feel sick to be deficient. In fact, some of the earliest signs are subtle, things we often chalk up to normal aging. Slight muscle trembling, slower reflexes, low mood, disturbed sleep, or just feeling off balance when walking. All of these can stem from low levels of this one nutrient. A large meta-analysis in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that over 50% of adults over 60 were deficient in this vitamin, and most had no idea. Yet once their levels were restored, participants reported noticeable improvements in strength, coordination, and even mental clarity within just a few days. So what can you do? The first step is awareness. And if you haven't had your levels checked recently, ask your healthcare provider for a simple blood test specifically for this vitamin. It's often overlooked during routine checkups, but it can be a powerful piece of your health puzzle. In the meantime, there's a simple way to support your body. Step outside during the mid-morning sun, ideally between 10 a.m. and noon, and expose your arms or legs for 15 minutes without sunscreen. For many older adults, this small change done daily can begin to replenish vitamin stores naturally. Here's an analogy that may help. Imagine your muscles are trying to operate on a dimmer switch that's been turned too low. No matter how hard you try to move, the power just isn't getting there. But when you restore this vitamin, either through sun exposure or supplementation, you turn the dimmer up. Suddenly, the same muscles can do more with less strain. Do you wake up feeling stiff or have trouble falling asleep at night? That might be your nervous system sending a signal. Type 1 if you've noticed this, or 0 if sleep's still going strong. If this explanation is helping you connect the dots, give the video a like. It helps you to share it with others who may need it too. So far, we've talked about signaling and energy. But there's another vital layer to muscle strength that often gets overlooked, and that's muscle repair. Every time you move, whether you're standing up from a chair, walking to the mailbox, or carrying groceries, tiny microscopic tears happen in your muscle fibers. This is normal. In fact, these micro tears are how muscles adapt and grow stronger. But in order to actually rebuild and recover, your body needs the raw materials. And here's where this specific vitamin shows up again in a surprising way. What most people don't realize is that this vitamin doesn't just support energy and nerves, it also plays a direct role in muscle regeneration. It helps regulate satellite cells. These are specialized cells that act like a repair crew for muscle tissue. When you've had an injury or even just a hard day of physical work, satellite cells are activated to repair the damage and build back stronger fibers. But here's the problem. After age 60, satellite cell activity drops. That means it takes longer to heal, and your muscles don't bounce back as fast. Even a small imbalance like a strained knee or a sore back can linger for weeks instead of days. This can lead to more inactivity, more muscle loss, and a dangerous cycle of decline. What recent studies show, however, is that restoring this vitamin in aging adults can reactivate satellite cells, improving the speed and quality of muscle repair. One study from the University of Birmingham tracked older adults who took this vitamin daily for just 2 weeks. They saw a measurable improvement in muscle recovery markers, including a 17% increase in muscle protein synthesis after moderate exercise. That means your muscles aren't just getting the signal to move, they're getting the signal to heal and grow back stronger. A practical protocol to apply here is pairing your vitamin intake with a light resistance exercise. Something simple like standing calf raises at the kitchen counter or sitting and standing from a chair 10 times. This movement activates the satellite cells, and when paired with the right nutrients, especially this vitamin, the repair process kicks in more fully. Think of it like watering a dry plant. You can give it sunlight and air, but without water, it won't thrive. Your muscles are the same. And this vitamin is part of the water they need, especially as they age. To make this even more effective, try taking your supplement with a small amount of protein, like a boiled egg or Greek yogurt. That combination vitamin plus protein plus gentle movement is a potent signal to your body. We're building back now. This is one of the reasons why some older adults report feeling more stable and less sore within just 12 to 24 hours of starting supplementation. Their body finally has the right cues to begin repair. There's another layer to this story, one that's often missed in discussions about leg strength, but is absolutely essential, and that's blood flow. You see, your muscles aren't just mechanical structures. They're highly metabolic tissues. They require a constant rich supply of oxygen and nutrients to function properly. Every contraction of your calf, your thigh, even the small stabilizing muscles around your knee, all of it depends on a steady stream of blood to deliver energy and remove waste. Now, here's what's fascinating. This one vitamin, the same one we've been discussing, also plays a key role in supporting healthy blood flow to the muscles, not indirectly, but through specific mechanisms that influence your vascular system. One of the main ways it works is by enhancing nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is a gas your body naturally produces, and it helps your blood vessels relax and widen, a process called vasodilation. When vasodilation occurs, your circulation improves. Blood flows more freely to your legs, your brain, your heart, everywhere. But if you're deficient in this vitamin, nitric oxide levels drop. And that means your blood vessels stay more constricted, your circulation becomes sluggish, and your muscles get less oxygen, especially during movement. Over time, this can create that heavy leg feeling, that cramping in your calves when walking, or that sense of fatigue climbing stairs even after just a few steps. A 2022 study in the Journal of Vascular Research found that adults over 60 with low levels of this vitamin had significantly reduced blood flow to their lower extremities even at rest. But when their levels were restored, either through sun exposure or supplementation, circulation improved within 12 to 24 hours. That's right. In just one day, participants showed better blood flow to their legs, more energy during movement, and less fatigue. It's a fast-acting effect because the circulatory system is highly dynamic and very responsive when given the right inputs. So how do you support the system naturally? One tool is strategic movement. Walking, yes, but specifically walking in sunlight. When you walk, your leg muscles contract and push blood upward through your veins, acting like a second heart. And when you combine that with morning sunlight, which stimulates this vitamin's natural production, you're doubling the benefits. Muscle contraction to move blood and sun exposure to support vascular function. Another tool is breathing. Deep diaphragmatic breathing, the kind you feel all the way into your belly, increases nitric oxide naturally and helps stimulate circulation. Just 5 slow breaths in through the nose for 4 seconds and out through the mouth for 6 to 8 seconds, done twice a day, can improve vascular tone and bring more oxygen to your tissues. Think of your vascular system like a garden hose. If there's a kink in the line, water can't get through. Over time, the plants dry out. But release that kink, support circulation, and everything comes back to life. That's what this vitamin does in your legs. It's not just about muscle power. It's about delivering the fuel muscles need to function. Now, here's something many people over 60 report, and it's directly tied to circulation. Have you ever stood up quickly and felt dizzy or lightheaded? That can be a sign your circulation and muscle coordination need attention. Type 1 in the comments if you felt this, or 0 if not. I'd love to know how common this is in our community. Thanks for sticking with me this far. If you're learning something new about your body and brain, consider subscribe. You deserve tools that work. Let's keep going because what comes next ties everything together. How this vitamin affects not just your muscles and blood flow, but your brain's control over all of it. We've explored how this one vitamin powers your muscles, fuels your energy, and boosts circulation. But there's one final and arguably most important piece of the puzzle. Your nervous system. Everything you do, from lifting your leg to stepping off a curb to catching your balance when you trip, begins in the brain. It's your central command center. And your muscles, they're just the responders. No movement happens without a neural signal. But here's the critical part. As we age, especially past 60, these signals often start to slow. Not because the brain is failing, but because the communication lines between the brain and muscles, known as neuromuscular junctions, begin to fray. Think of these junctions like electrical wires. When the insulation wears down, the signal weakens or becomes inconsistent. And when that happens, muscles can't respond as quickly or as strongly. This is why some older adults notice they're slower to react, more prone to falls, or feel like their legs just don't listen the way they used to. Here's the good news. This vitamin has been shown to protect and repair those neuromuscular junctions. It helps maintain the sheath around nerves called the myelin layer, which acts like insulation for electrical wires. When your myelin is healthy, signals from your brain travel faster, cleaner, and with more precision. A 2021 clinical trial published in Neuroscience letters found that older adults with higher levels of this vitamin had stronger connections between motor neurons and muscle tissue. And when low levels were corrected, participants showed improvements in coordination, balance, and even reaction time, all within 2 weeks. That's powerful because it means your body isn't broken. The wiring just needs support. Here's a simple protocol to engage your neuromuscular system and amplify this effect. Do 3 minutes of intentional, coordinated movement each morning after taking your vitamin. This could be something like marching in place, lifting your knees while swinging your arms, or doing slow side steps while touching your opposite shoulder. These cross-body movements stimulate communication between both sides of your brain and reinforce motor control pathways. Think of it as retraining your body's GPS, waking up the nervous system, activating the legs, and setting your balance and movement up for the rest of the day. Another powerful enhancer, hydration. The electrical signals in your body rely on electrolytes suspended in fluid. Even mild dehydration slows signal conduction. So drinking a glass of water with your vitamin, especially one that contains a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon, supports nerve conductivity. And don't forget sleep. This vitamin is also involved in the production of melatonin, your sleep hormone, and better sleep means better brain function. It's all connected. By now, you can probably see the full picture. Your muscles need fuel. Your blood vessels need to deliver it. Your brain needs to coordinate the signal. And this one vitamin, let's call it your neuromuscular amplifier, plays a role at every single level. That's why for many older adults, correcting a deficiency leads to a noticeable difference in energy, balance, and strength within just 12 to 24 hours. It's not magic, it's biology re-optimized. So if you've been feeling a bit slower, less steady, or like your body's just not cooperating the way it used to, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. This community is all about science-backed tools that work. If today's insights helped you see your body in a new light, give the video a like. It helps others discover it too. Now, we'll recap the 6 key tools we've covered, and I'll share a simple 10-minute protocol you can try today to begin rebuilding your leg strength, your coordination, and your confidence. We began with a simple but powerful claim that one vitamin, often overlooked, can help restore leg strength in just 12 hours. Not through magic, but through biology, through real measurable changes in how your muscles, your blood vessels, and your brain work together. You've now seen the science. First, we explored how this vitamin restores mitochondrial energy in your muscle cells. That's your cellular battery. And when it's charged, your legs feel lighter, stronger, and more capable. Second, we looked at how this nutrient supports muscle fiber regeneration, especially the fast twitch fibers that help with power, climbing stairs, and avoiding falls. Third, we uncovered how it reduces inflammation at the cellular level, not just masking soreness, but lowering the chemical signals that contribute to weakness and degeneration. Fourth, we talked about circulation, how this vitamin boosts nitric oxide and relaxes blood vessels, improving oxygen delivery to your muscles and brain. Fifth, we discussed the nervous system, how it strengthens the communication lines between your brain and your muscles, sharpening balance, reaction time, and coordination. And finally, we wrapped it all into a system where one vitamin when combined with movement, light, hydration, and breath, creates a real shift in how your body functions. The good news is your body still responds to this, even after 60, 70, or 80. The aging process doesn't mean you're broken. It means your inputs need to be smarter. And today, you've learned some of the smartest inputs biology has to offer. So here's your small challenge.